Hey everybody, today is going to be a review of the Beyerdynamic DT990 Special Edition Pros. These are, in fact, the 600 ohm edition. I think it's important that I mention that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the review. So as you can tell by the packaging of the box, it's very simple but nice. It's a simple cardboard with a nice reflective material. I really appreciate that. It gives it a very nice aesthetic. If you were to go ahead and turn the box, you can see on the side that they very neatly outline the hardware specifications of everything that goes into these headphones in regards to frequency response and bass response and just anything having to do with the technical measurements of these particular pair of headphones. Just something that I really appreciate when I buy a expensive premium pair of headphones. I would consider these headphones to be moderately priced in the grand scheme of hi-fi sound, but regardless, when you invest money into a product that you purchase, you just like to have packaging that is indicative of a purchase that was smart for you to make. That said, the presentation is on point when it comes to these headphones, and I appreciate it. Another thing you'll see here is a very, very pretty centerfold showing the inner workings of the Beyerdynamic headphone, and it's just a really nice aesthetic that I personally appreciate in the packaging of this product. So let's go ahead and get our hands on the headphones, and I'm going to give you guys my take of these headphones. So I'm actually going to start off by going ahead and throwing the frequency response right here. This is another frequency response averaged and compensated by artings.com. And here you will see that the frequency response of these headphones is favoring the bass side a bit, but still mostly flat. Now, here's where my opinion comes in. The frequencies are what they are. I showed you them. I'm going to try to have any headphones I display have some kind of frequency response listed if possible by wherever I can find a source with the limited amount of research that I'm willing to put in to getting this information to you guys in as expedient of a way as possible. That all said, these headphones I find to be very okay considering what they are. I feel that these headphones are a high quality, really well built, okay pair of headphones, if that makes sense. Now, again, I only have one amp that can drive these headphones appropriately. These are 600 ohm headphones. And the amp that I have that can drive them is extraordinarily powerful and can drive pretty much anything, but it might not necessarily be the most clear, pristine, refined signal that I could send into these cans. What I will tell you is that I generally use these headphones in the studio for draft mix listening, as well as mixing of bass. If I want to really hear how a mix sounds with some bass, I'll pop these headphones on. Now, as far as build quality is concerned, they have a really nice strap. They've got a lot of durability in the realm of just the quality. We've got really nice protective pads on these headphones that are very comfortable, I would say. I do find them to be a bit tight on the ear, but they are pretty comfortable. So that all being said, getting back into the sound profile of these headphones, in my experience, I could never mix with these headphones. I'm just going to start by saying that right now. These headphones are not built for mixing. If anything, they are built for kind of enjoying and listening to your music. And I suppose that if you look at the packaging and the marketing, that is actually what these headphones are built for. A hi-fi, audiophile music listening. If you're wanting to plug these headphones into a really powerful amplifier, headphone amplifier that is an important distinction, that can drive these headphones adequately, you'll just get a nice sound is the idea. I purchased these headphones in hopes that they would be useful as a mixing tool and as a weapon in my studio tool arsenal of sound devices to hear my mixes on. And I think that they actually are. but only in the nature of the fact that if I want to have a little bit more bass and color in my music while I'm hearing it coming in at me, it gives you that in droves. I do find that with the amp that I'm personally using, which is the Emotiva Bass X A100, I do find that there's just some distortion and stuff happening. That's just my honest opinion. At higher volumes, of course. I think that the sound is clear, but rather muffled as well. I think that's another important distinction. And I think that that muffled nature has to do with just the way that bass tends to roll off on these headphones. I'm just very mixed feelings on these headphones, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. As you can clearly hear, it's just, they're beautiful. They cost about $200 to $250, depending on where you pick them up. But just what I was expecting and what I got, there's a pretty substantial gap in performance as far as like what I was hoping to get versus what I ended up getting at the end of the day. There are a lot of components in my studio, and I have not been able to really throw down money at a pair of headphones that I can really get behind, because the headphones that I wish to have are extraordinarily expensive and not in my budget at this time with all the other gear that I've had to get to be able to do what I do. That said, these headphones I am still happy to have be part of my toolkit. To sum this up, I'm just going to go ahead and say that if you want a pair of headphones that are reliable, built well, look nice, and can handle copious amounts of power being thrown into them without breaking or getting overloaded, these are the headphones for you. You got an old hi-fi receiver or something sitting around that has an inordinately powered headphone amp, these will handle it just fine. That all said, I'm going to give these headphones a 6 out of 10. The reason I'm giving them a 6 out of 10, again, is just due to the fact that I find them to just be a bit muffled, a bit bassy, and a bit just kind of overhyped even. Like, they have 32 ohm versions, 200 ohm versions, and 600 ohm versions of these headphones, and just, again, in my experience, these headphones are just very okay. Like, they're built so well, they feel so nice, then I put them on my ears, and I'm just kind of let down. Anyway, hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. This is my take of the DT990 Pros.